Hello and welcome to the SquaredUp for SCOM Quick Win video series. Welcome to video number 2 in the series. In this video we're going to show you how to use the alerts tile. The alerts tile allows you to display the alerts from SCOM that are most important to you. So let's go ahead and take a look. So here we are looking at an alerts dashboard in SquaredUp. And as you can see, we are displaying the alerts using both the donut and list visualizations. Before we begin scoping the alert tile, I just want to point out the different icons for the alerts in the lists. These are to help distinguish between an alert generated by a monitor or one generated by a rule. It's important to know the difference between the two, and so we use different icons to help differentiate between them. Monitor alerts are shown by a solid icon, and rule alerts are shown by a hollow icon. I'll provide a brief overview in case you're not aware of the difference between the two types. A monitor alert is stateful and therefore current. A monitor changes the state of the monitor, which then triggers an alert. This means that if a monitor alert is still visible, then there's still a current issue, so you don't want to close these out manually. A rule can trigger an alert but not change the state of an object, or roll up to the parent. A rule alert shows that something has happened in the past, but it won't necessarily happen again. If the issue reoccurs, then the alert repeat count will increase. Rule alerts should be closed manually when the issue has been resolved. So now let's go ahead and look at scoping the alerts tile. First, let's create a new dashboard by clicking the plus from the navigation bar and choosing Dashboard. From here you can see the different tile types available, so let's hover over the alerts tile. You'll see when I do this, an orange plus icon appears. This means there are more visualizations available for this tile. So let's go ahead and select the alerts tile. Now you can see that we have two visualizations to choose from. A donut for a nice quick summary of the number of alerts, or a list view, which provides a list of the alerts including more details on what those alerts are. Let's start with the donut tile. The first thing we are prompted to do is provide a scope. If we leave the tile unscoped, all alerts will be shown by default. I want to scope to all alerts, so I won't provide a scope for this example. However, the scope section allows you to perform the first layer of filtering. You can use the list option to list a single object or multiple objects. We could use the group option to provide a specific group, or we could use the advanced option to search for a particular group or class. There is also a criteria option which provides the option to filter your scope further. As you can see, there is a link to the help on using criteria knowledge base article in SquaredUp, and I will also add a link to this knowledge base article in the description box below. Next, on the filters section, this is where we can refine our results further. We can select the type of alerts to display by severity, priority, whether it's a monitor or a rule, the owner of the alert, or even by the state. Next, we can select the time frame. There are two options here. We can select a specific time frame, and as you can see, this provides us with a range to choose from. Once we have selected the range, this will be configured for this tile only. We can also choose the page time frame option. If we select this option and come out of edit mode for this dashboard briefly, you'll notice how there's a time frame option at the top towards the right of the page. This allows you to manage the time frame of any tile on this page that has been configured to use page time frame, allowing you to click between the different time frames easily. Next, with the donut tile, you can configure how you would like to group the alerts. This can be done by severity, priority, or resolution state. The segments of the donut tile will represent the chosen grouping options. Finally, we can set some display options for this tile. You can select the size mode default, which means the tile remains the same size no matter how you construct or adjust your dashboard layout. Or fill will allow the tile to resize to the space available. This works best when you have other tiles on the dashboard. Using the show legend option, we can decide whether to show the legend for the donut or not, simply by checking or unchecking the box. Also, when in fill mode, we get a slider to allow us to resize the legend. And there we have it, our first alerts donut tile. We will add a new tile below our alerts donut tile by clicking the plus. We can then choose the alerts tile, and this time we will select list. When using the list visualization, we get some options similar to the donut tile. You first get to scope via list, group, or with advanced scope for classes and other criteria. So let's specify a group here. Next, exactly like the donut tile, you get to filter what type of alerts you wish to display, depending on severity, priority, source, owner or state. We will leave these as default and go on to the time frame. Again, you get to set the time frame and choose whether to use the specific time frame option or the page time frame option. Here we will select the specific time frame and choose the last 30 days. This is where things are slightly different from the alerts donut tile. We now get to choose how to sort the alerts. We can either use the default or select sort by. This allows us to sort by name, sort by when the alert was raised, the severity, the path, or the repeat count. We can then choose whether to sort by ascending or descending order. Next, you can set limits on the number of alerts to display. This can be very useful if your SCOM environment is generating a large number of alerts. As the alert list tile is displaying a table of alert information, you get a handy section in which to select which columns you wish to display. Here we can see only the columns that are to be shown in the tile. We can click hide for any of these to remove the columns from the table, and if we wish to add columns, we can simply click the show hidden columns option. This will allow us to see a list of all the hidden columns. We can then click show next to any of the columns that we wish to add. Checking the show column titles option will add headers to the columns. You can edit the columns' names by simply updating the name in the columns boxes. You can also rearrange the columns by dragging and dropping them to different places in the list. And that's it. You now have a donut tile showing a summary of alert counts, and a list tile showing the alerts with more detail. I hope this video has helped your understanding of the alert tile, and coming up next in the series, we'll take a look at the status tile. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.